Welkom terug by ons Perfek Literatuurstudie. Vandag kyk ons na hoofstukke 11 tot 15. We halfway there. Ek gaan vir jou kort opsommings gee. Ons bespreek belangrike karakters, temas, idiome en woordeskat. En eindig met eksamen-styl vrae om jou te help voorberei. Kom ons spring weg. Let's begin with chapter 11. Hoofstuk 11, Skou katte. Jak waag vir Natasha by die katteskou in sy nuwe klere en haarstyl. Hy voel ongemaklik, or he feels uncomfortable, en kry 'n allergiese reaksie, gets an allergic reaction van die katte from the cats. Natasha sê sy wil graag 'n sphinxkat hê en Jak probeer gesels, maar sy lomp dinge, but he says like these awkward things or these awkward phrases as she's discussing her wanting this Sphinx cat. So already here we can see how uncomfortable he is in this situation and what he's putting himself through. Uiteindelik gaan hulle arbeidsort by eet by Cafe Mozart. So eventually he gets out of it, he asks her, can we go and get strawberry sorbet at the Cafe Mozart? So what's important here, wat's belangrik hier, is Jak probeer iemand anders wees om Natasha te beïndruk. He's already trying to put on this facade that, he's trying to impress Natasha. Chapter 12, hoofstuk 12, wen en verloor, win and lose. Jak gesels met Wayne en Vincent oor sy afspraak met Natasha. So Jak ends up getting invited to Natasha's house so he could meet her cat. This is what he's going to discuss now. Sy het hom selfs genooi om haar katte by die huis te kom ontmoet, to meet the cats. Sy vriende dink hy het 'n groot oorwinning behaal. Hulle sê hy word nou 'n man. So his friends are thinking, Vincent and Wayne are thinking, yay, that's my boy. Okay, so they think he's actually got a shot now, and again they're just being supportive here. So it's important to note wat belangrik is hierdie hoofstuk wys groepsdruk. It shows pure pressure, even though Jak has to go into an uncomfortable situation in who Jak's ego groei. So as well as how his ego is now growing because of, this invite and his friends encouraging him about it, but it still comes back to him feeling, not himself. He's trying to put on a facade. Hy probeer maak as hy iemand anders is as wat hy is. En ons sal later sien wat gebeur in die storie. Let's just check it out. Hoofstuk 13, nuwe vriende, new friends. Jak is gespanne oor hoe Natasha hom gaan behandel. Jak is quite nervous again about how Natasha is going to handle them. Sy nooi hom om by haar en haar gewilde groep te sit. So she ends up inviting him to come and sit, Natasha, to come and sit with her popular group during the break. Michael Meyer en sy vriende spot met Jak se hare, maar hy beïndruk hulle met musieke feite. So Michael Meyer and his friends tease Jak about his appearance, his new look, but he ends up impressing them because of all these musical facts that he knows about, remember, the boy band. Vincent en Wayne word afgeskeep en Julia word deur Natasha weird genoem. So Vincent and Wayne also arrive at this table while they're all sitting together, but they are being quite neglected and brushed aside, whereas Julia came from our class, if I'm not mistaken, and Natasha ended up calling her weird. So what's important here, wat belangrik is Jak begin ware vriendeskap verruil vir gewildheid. So he ends up ruining his true friendships due to popularity. Hoofstuk 14, die plan. In Koffieklets werk Jak en Julia weer saam. Jak en Julia back at Koffieklets hier. Julia dra 'n T-hemp met die Mona Lisa wat lipstifie dra. Dit wys haar kreatiewe persoonlikheid. So, Julia is wearing a t-shirt with Mona Lisa on top, but Mona Lisa is wearing lipstick. So again, just showing or amplifying her creative personality. Sy stel voor dat Jak Natasha daarheen bring om haar vir die lente dans te vra. This is where Julia suggests to Jak, hey, bring Natasha to Koffieklets and then ask her to the spring dance. Wat belangrik hier is dat Julia wys dat sy nog steeds loyaal en ondersteunend is, selfs al voel sy seergemaak. So, this shows us that Julia is still a loyal and understanding friend, even though it's hurting her inside, to help him with all of this. Hoofstuk 15, Liefdesliedjie. So this is Jak's love song chapter. Jak sit in sy kamer en sing sy selfgeskrywe liefdesliedjie. Jak sit in his room and he's singing to himself his own written love song. Hy voel onseker oor sy nuwe haarstyl en sy vriende. He feels uncertain about new friends and his makeover. Hy is bang en geïrriteerd omdat hy nog nie vir Natasha vir die dans gevra het. He's scared as well as irritated that he hasn't asked Natasha to go to the dance with him yet. Belangrik, or what's important here, is that Jak begin twyfel, he starts doubting of hierdie nuwe weergawe van homself regtig gelukkig is. He's wondering or doubting that this new version of himself is somebody that he's not happy with. So a lot has happened from chapter 11 to 15, but let's see the character development, die karakters. Jak voel vasgevang tussen sy ware self en die beeld wat hy vir Natasha skep. So Jak feels indecisive or stuck between being his true self and being, again, this facade that Natasha would be interested in. Natasha sy bly oppervlakkig. She stays superficial. Sy beïnvloed hoe Jak oor homself dink. She even influences how Jak feels about himself or thinks about himself. Julia, loyale vriend, wat steeds help al raak sy seergemaak. Julia, again, loyal friend, even though she's being hurt through all of this. Wayne en Vincent bly getroue vriende, they stay true friends, maar Jak skuif hulle een kant, but Jak is neglecting them, pushing them one side. A paar temas, a few themes. Ware vriendeskap teenoor oppervlakkig gewildheid. So again, here we've got true friendship versus superficial popularity coming through. Identiteit, identity. Wie is jy regtig wanneer jy probeer inpas? Who are you really when you are trying to fit in? Groepsindruk en jaloesie. So hoe tieners mekaar beïnvloed, how we influence each other due to reactions or certain feelings within ourselves. Teleurstelling in liefde, disappointment in love, wanneer verwagtige nie uitkom nie. So when your expectations aren't met and that disappointment coming through. Sy speel met iemand se gevoelens. Sy maak asof sy belangstel, maar bedoel dit nie. So she plays with somebody else's feelings. Ou vriende is goud. Ware vriendeskap hou langer as verhoudings. Old friendships are gold because they weigh out or they last longer than relationships. Sy is in twee gedagtes. Sy is onseker. So she's in two minds, indicating she's uncertain. And then we've got, sy naam kratter maak. Om yourself belaglik te maak. So again, this phrase comes through and it is to embarrass yourself. Kom ons kyk na 'n paar vrae. Waarom voel Jak ongemaklik tydens die katteskou met Natasha? Why does Jak feel uncomfortable just before the cat show with Natasha? Hy dra nuwe klere en lyk anders, maar dit voel nie soos homself nie. Of hy voel nie soos hy self nie. Here wears new clothes and looks different, but it doesn't feel like himself. Vraag 2. Hoe verander Jak se verhouding met Vincent en Wayne in hierdie hoofstuk? So how does the relationship dynamic between Jak with Vincent and Wayne change? So hy begin hulle afskeep omdat hy omdat hy by die gewilde groep wil inpas. So he starts neglecting them or ignoring them because he wants to fit in with the popular group. En die laaste vraag, the last question, wat wys Julia se gedrag oor haar ware gevoelens vir Jak? So what does this behavior Julia is expressing actually show us in terms of her true feelings for Jak? Al is sy seer gemaak, although she is hurt, help sy hom steeds en wys sy loyaliteit. So she still helps him and shows her loyalty toward him. En dit was hoofstukke 11 tot 15 van Perfek. Hierdie hoofstukke wys hoe Jak homself al verder verloor in sy soek na aanvaardiging en hoe sy verhoudings met Julia en sy vriende onder druk kom. In die volgende video kyk ons na hoofstukke 16 tot 21 waar alles bymekaar in die slot. Moenie dit misloop nie.